So we move on here now to our OL Reign, who continue to be in their preseason. They had this friendly match with Club America to really launch the partnership that the Reign, Olympic Lyon, and Club America have to continue to grow the game of women's sports, to continue to grow that. It was a really interesting trip to see, but nice to see the representation here at Starfire, to see how packed of a house it was. It was definitely something that I was like, wow, this is really cool. So, wait a minute, where was I? Oh, yes, sorry. I was just talking about the having the support there at Starfire. The Club America Ultras, their fan base was really great. As soon as the match started, they threw streamers out on the pitch, and the substitutes for Club America and those on the bench had to go and take them off the field. That was really fun to see. I apologize for forgetting that there. That was really embarrassing. Like I said, I'm running on fumes. We're trying to get this out so it's scheduled and such. We'll get to the friendly match here. And also, with the fact that the Reign don't have any other preseason matches or scrimmages set up at this point in time before the regular season begins is really interesting. So this is a really big proving ground for some players. All of the national team players that were just gone for the She Believes Cup, and yes, the She Believes Cup, so Team USA and Team Canada, all of them except for Quinn did not participate at all. Quinn did come in as a substitute. They were on the bench to begin the match. But the rest of Quinn's teammates, whether it was Haidama, Team Canada, Emily Sonnet, did not dress at all. We didn't see Alana Cook. We didn't see Sofia Huerta. We did not see Megan Rapinoe. We did not see Rose Lavelle in this match. So all of those national team players outside of Quinn, for the players that were in the She Believes Cup, did not participate. We'll get to the match itself here. February 25th versus Club America. Our players of the match, I went with two because I couldn't really decide on just the one. I went with Ziara King and Mackenzie Weinert. With those two players, we're doing our photos of the match. We've got two great shots from our photographer that was on site for that match down at Starfire in Tukwila, Liz Wolter. Liz got this great shot of Mackenzie running to her former University of Washington Husky teammates who were there at Starfire and supporting her. Excuse me. You can see, it's just really cool to see her running up there. To I believe Chloe Seeloff, University of Washington player, is there, in addition to a few others. And then this one by Z, you got the ball on her volley there in this full sort of pose. It feels like it's a logo pose almost. But that was the first goal of the match. I didn't really recap it. But yeah, in that match, it was a physical match, honestly. It was a pretty physical match. Club America got unlucky on a few chances, whether that was their own chances on net or the ones that they gave up. Like that one to Z was just a great ball by Veronica Latsko, who was actually playing as an outside back. It was something that her and head coach Laura Harvey had talked about in the off season, and with the World Cup happening this summer and a bunch of players being out with their respective national teams, projected to be at least, this was something they tried out. And the lineup that we saw to begin the match is probably what we see to start when those national team players are out for the World Cup. Weinert, she's a non-roster invitation player at the University of Washington. She was subbed on in the 86th minute, so not technically much that she can work with, and she was able to score the third goal for the Reign in the final one of the night to really put the Reign in control and help them win, to launch that partnership that they have with Club America. Club America, OL Reign, and Olympic Lyon, and that partnership that they have to continue to further the growth of women's sports and women's soccer. I know they said women's soccer, but they kind of talked about it in the press conference as women's sports as a whole. So that was a cool match to see again. It's just really interesting to me that the Reign don't have any other scheduled preseason matches at this point in time. I imagine that changes I imagine that changes and we see some of those. We've got a little under a month now until the NWSL regular season opener against Washington, but you'd ideally like to see some more matches scheduled for the Reign so that they can get more of these actual in-game situations to test the mettle to some of these players. So no injury news for you, but we do have some exciting team news that is also intriguing. On the 22nd of the month, I clicked the wrong thing. On the 22nd of the month, the team signed midfielder Luany to a 3-year deal. She was signed to an international roster spot through the 2025 NWSL season, pending the receipt of her P1 visa and the international transfer certificate. Luany joins the Reign from Jeremio, FBPA of the Serie A. Serie A1 in exchange for an agreed-upon transfer fee, which included allocation money. Per league and club policy, financial terms of the deal were not disclosed. She's 20 years old. She made 7 starts and 9 appearances for her club during the 2022 season, scoring 3 goals, the second most for the club and the youngest player in the league to score at least 3 goals in the regular season. She's also represented the U20 Brazilian national team, as you can see pictured, during the 2022 South African Under-20 Women's Football Championship, helping the country win the tournament and qualify for the FIFA U20 Women's World Cup after appearing in all 7 matches with 6 starts and scoring 1 goal. Brazil as a whole scored 22 goals without conceding, winning all 7 matches. In the FIFA U20 Women's World Cup, the midfielder started in 5 of those 6 matches and helped Brazil finish third for the first time since 2006 after defeating the Netherlands 4-1 for bronze. The Brazilian side outscored its opponents in the tournament by 10 goals. Prior to joining the U20 Brazilian national team, the Nova Iguaca RJ native has earned titles during the Brazilian U18 Championship and Carioca U18 State Championship. This is it's an interesting move for the Reign. I'd say it's solid. It's a 20-year-old, a really talented 20-year-old Brazilian midfielder. You've got her locked up for 3 years. But considering the midfield that you have in Rose Lavelle, in Quinn, in Olivia van der Yacht, to bring Luany on, it'll be one of those things. She did not feature in the match against Club America. I don't know if that needed to be said, but there you go. It'll be interesting to see, even with Z and Haidama, top Latsko and Rapinoe, Bethany Balser and the forward group. There are a lot of decisions to make on the defensive side of things. You got Sophia Huerta, Alana Cook, Sam Hyatt, Lou Barnes. Where does Emily Sonnet fit in? How is she going to be played? I'm sure a lot of players will be able to split time for load management, and a lot of players will get some playing time when it comes to the World Cup and those national team players leaving. But no, I'm really interested to see where Luany fits into this puzzle. But thankfully, that is for head coach Laura Harvey and assistant coach Scott Parkinson to figure out, and the rest of their training staff, and not me. So hoping that all works out in the best case scenario, but excited to have a player of that young caliber like Luany on the squad. If I am butchering that name, please feel free to let me know, and at least please do it civilly. We've had in the past where someone on the show said a name once in the quote-unquote wrong term or the wrong way, and the guy was like, "I'm never watching you again." I'm like, you commented for the first time ever on our show. Dwayne Johnson eyebrow.